I'm really loving today. What a beautiful day. 73 degrees. That's alright with me.
Ruckus, waking up in the morning feeling great. First day off in 10 days, man, I can't wait to grab the pad and the pencil, scribble to an instrumental, hit up the crew with a text to see what we gonna get into. But it's early and the sun is shining perfectly, right between the curtains, bouncing off my bed sheets, warming up my head while it lay on the pillow. Gotta get up and start making moves. Let me go open this window and let the breeze flow all in. I'm loving this oxygen. I'm loving the fact I rap and I got you all noticing. I'm zeroing on my goals and it comes from the focusing. I'm dreaming of living wealthy, a house and a place to swim with my dog and a couple of friends. My family's included too. I'm still alive and breathing, so I'm here to do what I do to rock in my season, make new fans believe hip hop isn't dead at all. It's alive in me on a day like this.
I'm really loving today. What a beautiful day. 73 degrees. That's alright with me.
Beautiful day, beautiful temperature, packed with action. Car wash, feeling good, we steady relaxing. Pick up shorty, cause she down, ain't no need for me asking. And since she ready, my car ain't the only thing I'm waxing. I got a passion for 12 packs and run by the gallon. Perfect days in with me, usually barely standing. I'm still amazing, I'm saying, so I can watch reactions of your faces. Just face it, basically, I'm not average. I'm above it, you'll love it, touch it, and wanna hug it. None of this thugging, let's get a brew together and chug it. Penny pinching is my thing, man, I ball on the budget. But not filet mignon, you're still a chicken McNugget. This is awesome, and I know it's dope for you to see. A nobody MC, gunning for the big leagues. I'm here to rock in my C's and make these fans believe hip-hop isn't dead at all. It's alive in me on a day like this.
I'm loving today. What a beautiful day. 73 degrees. That's alright with me.
It's not enough to wake up and be totally peaceful. In my state of mind, my rhyming is meant for good people. And I'm amazing like this day is we seem to be equal. I'm not even close to being finished, wait for the sequel. So in the meantime, watch me, ruckus is coming. I'm always writing, I'm always about to get into something. Call me crazy for chasing this game like it's a woman, but she my dream girl, something that I always wanted. And plus my homie hit me back, said he ready for grilling. A couple 40 ounces, and I'll really be chilling. The BBQ's popping, plus he a chef in the kitchen. Mr. Lloyd Cano, catch him cooking or fishing. I'm on a mission to bring back what you really need. This ain't the first or last track that you'll hear from me. I'm here to rock in my C's and make these fans believe hip-hop isn't dead at all. It's alive in me on a day like
I'm
this.
really loving today. What a beautiful day. 73 degrees. That's alright with me.
Bottoms up, monger maniacs. It's the Beer Mongers on Everything Beer Nation, everyone's favorite live streaming podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and of course,
Shenanigans.
for the brewery, by the.
Fans?
I'm Spartan Biscuit, and my co-host, the Queen of Quench, Squiz. January 8, 2019. Happy New Year. What's going down, sister? What's going
Not
down?
much, man. I'm glad to be back here in the studio, just doing our thing. It should be a good show today. We got really good guest,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We've got Lydia.
Lydia from the legendary Sierra Nevada.
Wow.
Without
wow.
which, I mean, craft beer landscape today would not be the same without Sierra Nevada. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody's going to want to stay with us, and because we're going to talk about a little bit of the stories and how widespread Sierra Nevada actually is. I was talking to Lydia a little bit earlier in the other room, and crazy, and it's pretty much wherever you go. I feel like you can expect to see Sierra Nevada. That's for sure. And but we've got beer news today as well. We've got the Barley Hopster Speedy Bottle Shop beer that's moving. That's right. And normally we don't coincide with the same guest and brewery that we have on the show, but today, it just is what it is. It is what it is. So you can definitely expect a little extra Sierra Nevada for the Speedy Bottle Shop beer that's moving. We're going to do a little bit of beer tasting today. That's right. We wouldn't be the show without tasting beer, right? I mean, come on now. And, we've been fairly busy this past weekend. We got out there, and moving around. We were at Kickmaster Foot Golf. Kickmaster Foot Golf, Squiz, and we're hanging out there with Gorgeous and White Lightning, and there's a great pic of us right there. If you're watching in, that's actually the unsanctioned Pro 3 party group right there, and we decided that Kickmaster Foot Golf would be the place for us to pre-party for that. As the last show, Unsanctioned Pro 2, we were at Grove City Brewing Company over there with Trevor. So yeah, fantastic time, and we actually have a few videos of Kickmaster, and we have a video of a little bit of the Unsanctioned Pro 2.
Well, I was not present at the Kickmaster Foot Golf, so I'm interested to see the video.
Unbelievable video. First of all, the video. Here we have right here, and we have. It looks to be somebody that's trying to hide from the camera now, because we were all now. She's on center stage, and we want to see, But this is she's pregnant as well. That's right. And but this is where it really threw me off. She replaced the ball. Like, she knew exactly what the hell she was going to be doing. I'm like, come on, just kick the ball. We don't have all time for this.
Hey, she was trying to make sure it was set up.
And boom, whoa, bam, bullseye.
Wow.
The Chicago Bears are looking for a kicker, and it's looking like
that's what I hear.
Yeah, it's looking like she may be on the roster next year. But no, that was a little bit of fun at Kickmaster, and then so that was what we did for our little our pre-shindig, and then we all met up over there for the event. For a little bit of
at the Moose Lodge,
the Moose Lodge
UP3, which I was very impressed by this one. I thought it was just as good as, if not better than, UP2. I really liked the Ugly Ducklings. I think they were my favorite. The Ugly Ducklings,
quack.
Yeah, the Ugly Ducklings and Dream Eater, I think, were my favorite ones from this show.
Yes.
Whereas Space Monkey was my favorite.
Yeah, I got a picture of the Dream Eater.
You met him.
Throw it on there. There he is, me and the Dream Eater right there. Yeah. Oh man, that guy's hardcore. Marcus Crane.
I'm surprised you're not wearing your Dream Eater shirt today. You got a pretty sweet Dream Eater shirt.
I wore it yesterday. I wore it yesterday.
Oh, it does have green in it though, so probably not the best thing to wear.
I almost wore my Mance shirt.
Oh, you got a Mance shirt too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed out on that.
I'll tell you what. Hey, G, we got a little video of the Dream Eater right now, man. Let's go ahead and cue that. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Now if you look, that is on the chair. The chair didn't give. The chair did not give right there. And to be perfectly honest, this is a very, very this was probably one of the lighter of the things that happened off of the top ropes right there. And so much fun it was had at Unsanctioned Pro 3. Derek, you did a fantastic job. I've already booked and have my 8 tickets, 4 front and 4 second row, locked in for UP4 coming up in April. So I can't wait. And a shout out to all these hardcore deathmatch wrestlers that are really putting a fantastic show on. And booyah! What's going on? Lydia's up in the house. Sierra Nevada, what is up? What is up? Welcome to the show, Lydia. Welcome to the show.
I'm really glad I put away my pale ale green shirt today.
Get up right up on there.
That was a wise decision.
Yeah, you would have just been a floating head.
Yeah.
I'm actually really curious what this will look like. Got a can.
Oh, did you bring some tasty treats?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow, there it is.
That is
There is your
There it is.
You've been thinking about this all day, haven't you?
it would look cooler with the big one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. Special
Actually-
edition can.
That's super neat.
Oh wow, can you make them like that? I like that. It's like a,
I want everything to be clear now.
That's right. That's right. All you crazy monger maniacs out there, we have Lydia right here with us for Sierra Nevada. And we're going to be getting into all the fun stuff. Just to give everybody a heads up, Sierra Nevada, 2 locations, okay? 1075 East 20th Street in Chico, California. And then at 100 Sierra Nevada Way in Mills River, North Carolina. That's right, 2 locations, 2 places for you guys to check them out, and they're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Untapped, and once we talk a little bit about the story, wow, I think everybody's going to realize why you guys are so successful. And well, you guys are the pioneers, and you guys are pioneers.
Yeah, it's been 39 years now since Sierra Nevada was founded. Ken Grossman was brewing beer even a little bit before that, so definitely a company older than I am.
Now, is that would be the Chico location?
Yeah, so it's huge, and you can see the roof is covered in solar panels. We're a very, very sustainable company. It's very important to us. Yeah, so we actually, I think, high 90% of being off the power grid. So we're using solar panels and turbines, doing a good job of living up to our heritage of being responsible.
Well, let's hear this little story about Ken Grossman a little bit. Now, you say 39 years.
Yeah.
This is the same Ken?
Yeah, he is. He's kept himself quite young. He can be found biking up mountains in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. He just completed something called the Death Ride, which was something like a 10-hour bike ride. And he's in his 60s. He started off brewing on old dairy equipment. He couldn't secure a loan from the banks, and craft beer was not a thing. And he persevered. He knew what he wanted to do. We started off bottle conditioning, so that secondary fermentation, keeping the quality fresh, keeping our carbonation levels up to par. We had a quality lab almost immediately. These were things that were important to him. He started off his career running a homebrew shop. He then owned a homebrew shop briefly, and then even worked in a bicycle shop.
So it started off as a homebrew shop.
Yeah,
In a garage?
it was his passion.
In a garage?
There was a little storefront. It was actually there until about a year or so ago. It was just called like the homebrew shop, something very basic, in Chico. He brewed his first beer. I believe he was 12 or 14 years old, very, very young. Called it a science experiment and got away with it. He's always been interested in science. He's an engineer for sure. He would take things apart, put them back together. And his son Brian and his daughter Sierra, they help run the facilities on each coast. And it's just still a family affair that started just with a little family wanting to brew some craft beer, which we really didn't have in the United States doing much of anything at the same time. At that time, Fritz Maytag was a huge influence for Ken, but beyond that, there wasn't. And he's from Anchorsteam. Beyond that, there wasn't really a whole lot going on that wasn't a light lager.
Now, 39 years ago, and now is some of the, we see all the beautiful structures at both the breweries. Mm-hmm. Now, is there still some of the old? Cause I've been to North Carolina, but I have not been to California.
So
Is there some, do you see or feel some of the 39 years ago that is still there possibly, or is it just grown with everything, I guess?
So yeah, early in our history, we'd acquired some big, beautiful copper pieces for the brewery from Germany, and those are still at the brewery today. I believe we took some more from the same area in Germany and put them in Mills River. So if you remember seeing big copper kettles,
Yes.
those were revived also. So similar heritage there in both facilities. Our original brewing equipment was sold off and just recently, I think within the last year, repurchased from another Northern California brewery. So I think the goal is to brew like one pilot beer a year on it, just to kind of keep it fresh. But you can definitely see the heritage in the Chico facility. The restaurant, you can just definitely tell it looks, I don't know, a little older, but classy. Like you're in a classy restaurant with lots of wood everywhere. So this picture behind me now is Mills River, which is Asheville, essentially, if anyone isn't familiar. It's right next to the airport, so easy to get to.
I freaking love Malt Disney World.
Thank you for bringing up that term. I'm almost dead.
It's amazing. We went there last summer, and we went there 2 different times, and I had some delicious food. We did the tour. We did a show in the beautiful facility. It's great. If you go to Asheville, you like craft beer, you have to go there.
Yeah, and people don't realize that the restaurant is incredible, gourmet. We had some bone marrow, and I had a truffle pizza, and I'm super extra, so I smeared bone marrow on my truffle pizza, and it was decadent. There's a lot of things you can do. There are concerts, bocce ball courts, cornhole.
You guys even have like a garden and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's hops, vegetables, plants. You can even walk down towards the river. Sometimes there are events down there, so it's almost like you're getting a nice little hike in. It's beautiful. You're kind of in your own world there. Lots of fun events. A lot of them sell out pretty frequently, so if you're really, really interested in living it up in Asheville at our facility, keep an eye out, probably via social media, and get yourself some tickets to Oktoberfest.
I just want to take a second to give some shout outs to people that are watching. We got Craig Simpson from Pites Templars.
Craig?
What's up, Simpson? We got G Rob checking in, and then from the Springfield Beer Geeks, we got Jeremy
G-Rob.
and Steve.
All right, Springfield, what's up, baby?
Today is Steve's birthday. I just want to say happy birthday, Steve, man. I hope you're celebrating with some delicious, tasty beers. And also, looks like Alex just joined. So, what's up, guys? Thank you for watching. If you have any questions for Lydia, please drop them in the comments. We'll get to them.
And over here on the Beermonger page, what up, Mark Frame? Up in the house.
Oh, Mark Frame.
Hey,
I
man,
hear you're coming to town.
I need everybody to go out there and get on the Everything Beer Nation Facebook page. That way we could go ahead and keep track of your comments, questions, and go ahead and give us that like and share us all around the world. All right, just like this great beer from Sierra Nevada, all around the world, all around the world. All right, and what are you drinking? How's it taste? It is a hair bit early in the day, but hey, it's still a great time to have a great refreshment as we are having a little bit of where it all came from, right?
It says pale
There it
ale.
It's normally green. It looks like what you see over there in the corner of your screen.
There.
If you're not familiar with it, right over there. If you're looking for it in the store and you haven't seen these cans, they're light green, or the bottle has a light green label on it, and you should pick it up because it is hands down one of the best craft beers ever invented.
Yeah, we're still almost 40 years later getting rated best on all kinds of user and critic rated lists, annual lists. We just won for 2018 for, I don't know, one of those big things that everyone's always sharing, Thrillist type things.
Yeah, you did. My cousin, he was telling me about the list. He's like, you got to check this out. It's the top 25 most influential craft beers. And I just looked at him. I was like, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale was number 1, right?
Yep.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the signature pale ale. It's Cascade hops and a nice malt backbone. A cool 5.5% alcohol. Draft is only 5%, if you didn't know that, which is kind of fun. Yeah, it's easy drinking. It's citrusy, but still has a nice little hop bite to it, but still light enough if you're trying to dabble into hops, having hops in your life. It's a good starting point.
It's yeah. It's one of probably one of the first craft beers I think I enjoyed way back in the 90s.
Dating yourself.
Yeah.
He's always dating himself, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow. Jeez. I'll
really
tell you
good
what.
at dating
Man, it's getting a little warm up in here. Jeez. Well, hey, you know what? There's one thing that's going on right now as we speak with Sierra Nevada, and that is going to be the resilience. All right. And this is a fantastic story. All right. This tells you this is the reason why I continue to do what I do in this industry, because the people that have that shed blood, sweat, and tears for this industry, in this industry, they're really making it happen, and they're really, really good people.
You can't. Oh man! All right, so it's called Resilience, which is disappearing. You know what? A green screen is our favorite color, green. So it's just a coincidence.
I think Jay's got a picture of the Resilience
cool.
here in a bit. He'll pull it up here.
So, as if you've ever turned on the news in the last couple of months, you know that a lot of Northern California burned down. Entire cities just completely melted. Most notably Paradise. So Chico is a little college town. So a lot of people who we employ don't necessarily live in Chico. They live in the surrounding areas. So I think it's about 50 different employees lost their homes. So we quickly jumped into action, and we had a lot of really amazing people ask how they can help. So we provided meals to people who were experiencing loss or were assisting. We clothed people from the gift shop. Ken Grossman himself is donating money to our employees who have been misplaced. And most notably...
There we go.
Oh, perfect. So most notably, though, and really cool, you've probably heard some local brewery that you love doing an IPA called Resilience. This is what it's all about. So over 1,500 breweries in the United States have agreed. Yes. About 53 Ohio breweries are participating. So what happened was we had a lot of people ask how they can help. So another brewery out east allowed us to borrow the name Resilience and therefore loan it to any breweries who were wanting to be involved. So we sent out our recipe and even provided some materials or compensation for anyone brewing this beer as a fundraiser event. All proceeds from the sales are to go directly to the Campfire Fund. And I would have to look and see what the exact count of monetary donations are at this point. But so yeah, you can go to all these different tap rooms on our website. You can see what local breweries have poured it right now as we speak. Seven Sun is tapping theirs. Wolf's Ridge has one. I don't know if it's tapped yet. Brewdog, I just had theirs the other day, so that's pouring.
I just had Grove City.
I had Grove Cities yesterday.
Awesome.
And it was amazing.
We are so grateful
I know
for
Hoof
that.
has one on as well.
Yep.
I've heard good things about that. They said they did a slightly hoofy tweak, which we kind of would expect.
So is Hazy?
From yeah, pretty much.
Juicy?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on good authority that it's true to the original, but it's also a hoofy take. So I'm excited to try the original that you have here, like the Patient Zero or whatever you want to call it, the control group format of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to go down and throw some hops into Mad Tree's version, and I got to see in the sight glass that it was about this color. So I don't know. This is about the color, a deeper maltier color from pale ale, but it's almost celebration-esque a little bit for our harvest ale. We do tend to this nice maltier color for our hoppy beers, but it's good. It's bright. It almost, the finish reminds me of Torpedo a little bit. It's very signature Sierra Nevada. It tastes like our beer.
I had a Torpedo on Saturday night after UP3.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're very, very fortunate to have the support. I think it's a real testament to the what Ken Grossman has built with Sierra Nevada that we had this many people in the industry reaching out and wanting to help our family in their time of need.
Well, it just goes to show. I mean, I'm surprised at. I'm both surprised and not surprised at the depth and breadth of the craft beer community banding together, because that's what the craft beer community does. They help each other out, and it's very magnanimous. They're very magnanimous people in terms of giving back and supporting each other, even though they're competing. And I know this isn't. They're not. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not competing against each other for this. They're banding together to help out people in a community that need it.
I was comparing it to a Live Aid of craft beer.
Oh,
right? It's never been done before.
Perfect comparison. Yeah. Yes.
I've never seen anything like this before. So out of respect for the original beer, Resilience, that we borrowed the name for, and just we know how mucky the beer business can get. Most of these beers can only be found in their local tap rooms. Ours, actually, you're more likely to find this beer from our version like out on the coasts where our home markets are, if you say. But I think at this time, the only place that you can buy Resilience in package right now, so the cans, 6-pack of cans, they're showing up at all Giant Eagles right now.
I was going to say, one of my buddies works at Giant Eagle, and he's like, we got Highlight and Resilience in the same shipment.
Yes.
How
So excited about Highlight, by the way.
Yes, same. I tried to get some at Old Bag of Nails 2 days after Christmas. I walked in, it was on the board. I was like, give me that. I want to put it in my mouth. And they're like, oh, that's kicked. I was like, oh.
Man, they even they caught on. Yeah, it's great. So you can find some draft eventually at Winking Lizard, but other than that, we definitely didn't want to take away the energy from all of our wonderful brewery friends who brewed this beer for us. So we intentionally didn't want to have too much of our version floating around in the market, taking being a distraction. And we've had so many people donating to the cause. There are lots of different organizations. I think I saw Whole Foods is doing, not necessarily through us, but collecting in order to help the victims of this fire. It's the most devastating wildfire as far as lives lost in the history of modern America.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think we sometimes forget just how great all those fires were in the grand scheme of things while we're out here and we're not affected by those kinds of natural disasters. So take a moment to pour one out into your mouth for all of our homies that have been lost, and just just devastating. All the stories on the news have been really depressing, but thankfully we have booze.
Yes. Micah Sigmund, he said he tried the Jackie O's version during their anniversary, and he looks forward to drinking it locally as well.
Awesome.
So
Hi, Micah.
shout out to you, Micah. Good, man. Now, man, that is that's what I would expect from the Pioneer, from a Pioneer company. I mean, it's like the General Patton of beers. I guess if there's one beer that we like to say that would stand up to all the other, that I think that's our schlack, I guess. That's our schlack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
It's just, is that what I think it is?
Do you mean Bigfoot?
Yes,
Ooh,
I mean
wow.
Bigfoot.
Wow. All right. Well, I'll tell you
I
what.
haven't had 2019 Bigfoot yet.
Squirrel.
I'll tell you what.
It's
Let's
awesome.
go. Let's go ahead and stay on track, and let's go ahead and
Yes.
break for beer news. All right. And
Okay.
and then when we come back, we'll go ahead. We'll jump right into a little bit more tasting. Talk a little bit about the beers, and hey, we'll let Lydia just keep on spewing the awesomeness of Sierra Nevada. We'll be right back after beer news.
Hi, I'm Squiz, and welcome back to Beer News. This is Beer News for January 9th, 2019. Now, I'm no stranger to waking up in strange places after a night of drinking. The kitchen floor, my parents' front lawn, a chair on a deck overlooking the ocean, and I wasn't even near the coast. But a man in Waukesha, Wisconsin may have taken the cake on waking up in strange places when he woke on New Year's Day in his neighbor's home on their dog bed next to their 150-pound mastiff named Benton. Homeowner Lynn Sarver awoke at 5:15 a.m. to find the young man asleep on the dog bed. She ran into the kitchen and grabbed a knife, but when awoken, she said he seemed very confused and didn't know where he was. The man was very apologetic and said he was a neighbor and confused her home for his. Sarver filed no complaint against the man, who returned to his own home after the incident. He's lucky he didn't get eaten. There's the dog right there. Look at that guy. Isn't he cute? I'd want to snuggle with him too. Now, moving on. I think we can all agree when I say this. Fuck cancer. Goose Island brand ambassador Johnny Kaufman has been fighting melanoma for over 6 years, and in 2017, a very terrible side effect of his treatment kicked in. He lost his sense of taste. After going 6 months without tasting anything, which is a sense that we really take for granted, in my opinion, he made himself a breakfast of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, and he topped it with mangoes and milk. Miraculously, he could taste all of the flavors in the dish, and he ate it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for almost a year straight. He wanted to make a beer to celebrate the combination, so he teamed up with his colleagues at Goose Island to create Lost Palate, a New England-style IPA that is brewed with flaked oats, lactose, mangoes, cinnamon sticks, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. I think it sounds pretty tasty. The limited edition beer was released in December, and it sold out almost immediately. It also raised over $1,000 for the Robert H. Lurie Comprehensive Cancer Center of Northwestern University, as a way to say thank you to all the doctors and nurses there who helped him with surgeries and treatment. And Kaufman's taste buds have since returned, allowing him to actually taste the beer that he helped create, which is pretty cool. And now finally, this piece of news isn't really beer news per se, but it does relate to a friend of the show. Our buddy and 3-time guest, Trent Augenstein, was named the IFPA, and that's International Flipper Pinball Association's 2018 Player of the Year. Yay! He put up 1,578.18 WPPR points in 2018, which beat the previous record of 1,425.50, which was set in 2017 by none other than Trent himself. He won 32 of the 90 tournaments he played in 2018 and finished in the top 4 in 58% of those. Some highlights of his year include a third-place finish at the IFPA 15 World Pinball Championship, a second-place finish in the 24-hour Battle at the Sanctum, along with 2 other second-place finishes in other tournaments, and 3 first-place finishes at the Cincinnati Match Play Tournament, the Amazing Pinball Race, and Pinball at the Zoo. Congrats, Trent! We hope you keep kicking ass in 2019. I'm Squiz, and this has been Beer News for January 9th, 2019.
All right. We are back.
back.
Thank you for that news. I feel like that, another powerful.
I really want to try not only that mango cinnamon beer, but I really want to try the cereal combination he ate. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch with mangoes and milk on it. I love mangoes, so that's really interesting to me. We also had Donna Hinkle join us during Beer News, and since it's pre-taped, I couldn't give her a shout-out, but I'm giving her a shout-out now. What's up, Donna?
What up, Donna? How you doing? What are you drinking? Where you at? How's it taste? Talking about taste, what are we about to jump into here?
Following the hazy craze. So we always have these IPA trends, right? There was rye, there was black, there was hazy, which is still here, tropical ones. And right now, the country seems to be mad about brute IPAs. So this is the latest thing to come out of the West Coast. So it kind of started out west and started crawling its way through breweries in this direction. But this is our take on it. It's been out since the last week of 2018, so it's still pretty new.
I think brute IPA is just code for we're making IPAs how they were originally supposed to be made.
Well, it's pretty. We're just calling it a bone dry IPA.
I don't know about that.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I like brute IPAs.
Light in color, which I thought was fascinating. It's super, almost champagne-y looking. Contrary to what people seem to assume, there's no champagne yeast or anything in here.
Now, people associate that word brute with champagne because, they go to the store, supermarket, and see brute champagne, and that's what they think of. It really just kind of means dry, really.
Yep. And it is dry. It's super dry. It's a little bit thinner in body. Super easy to drink. Please, somebody fact check this for me. I was told that it's lighter in calories.
Ooh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
I see beer, I see IPA, and I just assume it's just a giant calorie
Who cares?
bomb.
Who cares?
Well, when you have as
Work
many
out
for
harder
your
in the
job.
gym.
So are you saying?
Work out harder in the gym.
Are you saying this is slang for light IPA? Is that possibly what you're implying?
I mean, it's only 6.2%, so it's definitely going to be
Maybe.
lighter than. If anyone doesn't know, the rule of thumb is the lighter the ABV of the beer, about the lighter in calories it's going to be. So, just drinking sessions alone is just going to be better for you, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know. It's light in color. It's light in body. It's lighter in ABV as far as, IPAs are concerned.
I drank quite a few of those a couple weeks ago, and I think it's a fantastic beer. If you haven't had it, you definitely. I know that it's moving very quickly, which will bring us up later on.
Spoiler
in the show.
alert.
Yeah, no shit, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, and like I said, it fits the price. But let's talk about a couple of your beers that you have all year round. Now, everybody knows the torpedo, the tropical torpedo sidecar, and the Ultra Vest. But now the one that's really been getting crazy, obviously we touched up, is the hazy.
Yeah.
Hazy little thing.
Yeah, the hazy little thing. That seems to move very well. And is it only in a can?
It's in can and draft.
Okay.
It's a year round. We introduced it it's about a year old in our lineup. It is super juicy, really consistent. The haziness of the color is just slightly glowing. There's not a lot of the turbidity there because it's so balanced. It's actually our least profitable beer. We keep the price the same as everything else in that pale ale tier. So if you go and you find it for $8.99 for a hazy IPA, awesome. Keep buying it. We're not making a lot of money off of it, but we want you to drink it, and we want it to be accessible to people. It is delicious. It's the #1 selling new craft item in the United States.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, as far as like grocery and that kind of data
Wow.
goes.
It's very good.
I must be pretty damn observant to call that particular beer out.
He did. He
Where you
noticed.
at, Germany? Where you at?
Where are you at, Germany?
So, yeah, it's a delicious beer. It's really silky smooth. The fact that it can showcase hops, but not any bitterness on the finish is my favorite part of it. I've had this like 60-something-year-old woman was at one of my samplings, and she goes, I don't like beer. I said, well, this seems counterintuitive, but this is probably the one that you would like the best. It's, the silkiness and not being bitter. And she tried it and she bought a whole 6-pack. So if you've been trying to dispel that myth that hoppy equals bitter, this is the beer to get and to shove into a naysayer's face. Just because it's smooth. It's nice. Hops are not always bitter. They're added for different reasons. And this one is for aroma and flavor. I think there's like 8 different hops in there. It's just juicy. It's good.
And I've found that just hazies in general are a great gateway to, for people that think, I'm not an IPA person.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends that started out no IPAs at all. And then I think pale ale was the gateway, and then also another gateway is a good juicy hazy IPA.
Hazy IPAs, they are,
Very accessible. I mean, when you say juicy, it is, depending on which one you get, you can get some really fruity, completely juicy ones where the hops just accentuate that taste.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a seasonality to it either. There are all these, like our tropical torpedo is tropical simply because of the hops that are used.
Man, that's a great beer.
And then there are other tropical IPAs and pale ales out in the market where they're actually using fruit juices, citrus juices, passion fruit juices, and they're lovely, but it resonates for us in the Midwest with almost a seasonality to it. But hazies, they're just good. It's kind of stood the test of time a little bit. It's transcended what happens to trendy IPA styles. So, triple IPA, rye IPA, black IPA. Gosh, can you think of IPLs? Oh my goodness, that was a mistake. We have one in our variety pack. They're good.
I will agree with you.
But they're delicious. But a lager drinker doesn't want something bitter, and an IPA drinker doesn't want a lager, and so it's a big miss. So from a marketing standpoint, delicious, but doesn't always hit. So to see hazies continue to reign. I think it speaks to the consumers wanting something that is smooth, and it's an IPA that you can have that will complement your meal because that hoppiness, like Torpedo, which turns 10 this year, by the way.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, 10 years. I can't remember
Wow.
a time of not seeing. I can't remember Torpedo not being around. So
I remember seeing it for the first time, and I
Really?
was like, "Yeah, oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah." I'm not as young as. I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was really, really, really excited. And for me, like the first association with Torpedo is in the big bombers.
Yeah.
Was the first time, and yeah, I could get a
still get
bomber of
those?
it for like $3.
Big old 7.2%.
Yeah, it was. I was like, wait, they're making. Not only do they make an awesome pale ale, but now they're making this, IPA.
Do you remember when we used to think it was a double IPA?
Yes,
It's only
Yes.
7.2%. If you haven't had it in a long time.
that was how I thought of it when it was
Yeah.
first introduced.
It's an extra IPA. That's what we call
extra,
it.
Big.
yeah.
It's as extra as I can be. Yeah, it's good. We have a really great lineup, and we're happy to add hazy into that lineup of core beers that we can offer.
Now let's talk a little bit about distribution. All right, what is the reach of Sierra Nevada? Obviously, two breweries, one on the east, one on the west. What are you touching all 50 states?
We are everywhere. We're in countries. I just got a message that we were in Italy with pretty fresh dates. I mean, considering Italy. So, I mean, there are a lot of domestic breweries that do have some reach outside of the U.S., but Pale Ale is so iconic and has done so much for craft beer in general, which craft beer is definitely trending abroad as even Europe experienced more and more craft breweries opening up. You used to not be able to find very many IPAs, hoppy beers in general, in Belgium, for example, or even in England. They would have bitter beers, ESBs, but they're actually not very bitter. So, I mean, I think Pale Ale's already done. They already made it. So why not import it?
I'm thinking, if you're working around the world, do you see a brewery expansion overseas? Do you think that's even possible? Fathomable?
We are a small family company. We don't have any crazy shareholders that we're beholden to. Ken does a really great job of keeping us out of debt. Malt Disney World will be paid off quite soon. He doesn't like owing anybody anything, and we're doing well. We're a successful company, despite the climate of craft beer right now. There's just too many breweries. There's so much going on. It's a hard time out here, but we're holding fast and just kind of doing what we're doing. So I don't foresee anything in the near future. I think it's really cool to see different breweries such as Stone opening facilities in other countries. Brewdog's now over here, so we're definitely seeing this happening with larger brewing companies. But I think we're just chilling. We're
Chilling right here in the
stateside.
old USA.
Yeah.
All right.
We can ship it out.
Yeah. Hey, obviously you can if it's all around the world. Blip, 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 all around the world. Now,
we got a lot of active people over on our Beermonger page.
Really?
Yeah, we got.
What do we got going on? Squiz?
Virginia's commenting like crazy.
V?
She likes the hazy little thing.
Oh yeah.
She says she gets she's getting it with French onion soup, which works. Simpson's watching us over there. Mark Frame, Nick Schmidt, T-Dubs. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale with French onion soup every time she stops near the chiropractor's office. We got Adam Webb watching.
All right, Webby, he makes bourbon barrels in Kentucky.
Thanks for everybody. Thanks for watching. Sorry, we've been watching the Everything Beer Nation. I come over to Beer Mongers and everything's just blowing up. But I don't care where you're watching, as long as you're watching. Thank you.
Frame said he remembers me drinking 19 tropical torpedoes. Nice.
That sounds right. You want to do it again this weekend?
Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm
So it's
sure,
my birthday
I'm
week,
sure
so
the
that
outcome
means-
was fantastic too, Mark. Thanks, brother. But no, you know what? Like, share us, comment the blow in the bubble. That way, we all know what you're, where you're at, what you're doing, and what you're drinking. All right. If you have any questions for Lydia, or if you can't get your special Sierra Nevada at your special spot, let us know where you're at. And hey, there it is. Give her a call. All right, and I'm sure that Sierra Nevada, if it can make itself to Italy, it can make itself to any town in the United States of America. That's for sure.
Make it happen.
White Lightning's watching.
Oh yeah, White Lightning. That's right, Kickmaster Foot Golf.
Bob.
Oh man, Bob, great time out there. Great time out there. And you know what? You're into all sorts of activities and stuff.
I am an active person.
Have you been out to Kickmaster Foot Golf at
I
Grove City
haven't.
yet?
I saw that video and was like, wow, I really want to do that.
I mean, it's like an amusement park. Well, not for kids, but just for adults.
For adults.
You
And
know?
I mean,
Yeah.
Do they
children
serve booze there?
also.
Absolutely.
I will go sell them beer.
Yeah.
There
they
it
They
is.
don't
sell
already buy my
there.
beer.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
see me
hey.
together. Thank you for giving me a reason to go down to Grove City.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek Solinsky, I have no idea where you can find Barrel Aged Steel Reserve, but if you find some, let me know because I would love to try it. I drank an 8-year-old Killian's Irish Red last night, so
Barrel Aged Steel Reserve.
I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you find some, I would totally drink that.
No, I wanted one.
Age it in
I'm
my
kidding.
gullet.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's funny. Now, like I said, give us a share, all right, and follow us. We're going to go ahead and jump into this is very vague. You're definitely going to want to go over to the Sierra Nevada website and take a look at all the events, tours, and food because like we were talking about earlier, it's Malt Disney World. All right, there is so much stuff going on. We probably could have Squiz. We probably could have spent 2 days. We could have spent 2 days at Malt Disney World when we went.
I could have spent 2 days in Malt Disney
I mean, we
World.
barely were able to spend
Yeah.
6 hours there, Squiz.
We
Let's
went
be
there
honest, all
twice.
right?
And I just want to say for the record, the bathrooms there, very nice.
They're great.
Very nice.
I think that's how I
The
judge bars.
nicest bathrooms
No, hey.
I've ever been in
You got
at a facility like
to
that.
have clean heads now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Yeah,
wants to
it's-
go and
it's-
use a nasty bathroom. You know,
It was
that's-
nicer than the bathroom at our hotel. And I took
Oh.
advantage of that. I'll just say
Well,
that.
you know, you guys are customers of mine,
Well,
right?
thanks
So
for
we
not
should
taking
go-
advantage of that at the hotel.
We should go hang out in Nashville.
Yeah.
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 Let's do it.
Let's
I'll go back to Asheville. Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny,
You
we've
get
got a
Kenny,
driver.
Kenny.
We already got a driver.
Where's Kenny? Yeah, we have a driver.
That's
We're good.
right.
We're set up.
I'll tell you what. We've already pulled the cat out of the bag, I guess, on this one. But I think we'll go ahead and jump into the Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop.
Oh,
Speedy.
I thought you were going to say the barley wine.
I know. He's talking about the foot place. I'm like,
All right, no. Let's talk about the wine first. Talk about the barley wine.
I'll have a little
Let's do it.
tipple
Let's
of
talk
that.
about the
I love barley wine.
So, Bigfoot, brewed since 1983. So,
So
been around
Master
for a while.
Cheesemonger's favorite.
It looks about
It's a
as
fine vintage.
how
That is delicious.
long we've had this label on it. Bigfoot is an American style barley wine, so you're definitely going to get that hop character from it, but it definitely has some ageability. I recently had a 2007, and I think because it was in a keg, so larger quantity, it's definitely tight in there in that keg. It still had its hop character, which was incredible. 2018/19, so this was brewed December 2018. We're calling it our 2019 version. It's tasting nice. I know you said you didn't want any, but you gotta have a little.
I'll take a
You
look.
gotta
little
have
snip.
a little
Hey,
sample
it's all for
for
research.
science.
Yeah,
It's all
and
for
it's
research.
9.6% ABV. Occasionally, you can find a barrel-aged version. Yeah, and it's fun. It's delicious.
It's awesome.
A very wonderful showcase of hops and malt together. I like barley wines. Typically
really good.
prefer a really sweet English style barley wine, but Bigfoot is something that I have been drinking off and on for many, many years. Different versions of it being aged. So I don't know, am I allowed to talk about this? So Brewdog in Franklinton tonight is going to be tapping one that's 2 years old and then one that was released last week. So
what
if you want to
time is
compare,
this?
I'll be there whenever I get done drinking Resilience at Seven Sun. So about, I don't know, just this evening. I'm sure it'll still be on tap. So anytime tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any plans.
I will buy you one or two. It's
So
two,
I have
two
plans
of
now.
them. Awesome. Squiz gonna come hang out with me in Ricklinton. Yeah. So yeah, Brewdog's a really great partner of ours. At the end of the day, they have a lot of guest taps, and the owners and the people who run the company are really big fans of Sierra Nevada, and how Ken did pave the way for a lot of American craft or international craft beer for that matter. So yeah, they do a really nice job. My friend Jacob Wooten, you should come meet him. Wootens. I have two Wootens in my phone. It's weird. I don't think so. He does all the buying down there, and he's a huge Bigfoot nerd. So he put this together.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
Bob White Lightning says he would love to have your beer at their facility.
There it is, Bob.
Hit me up.
Yeah. Better watch out. Bob will be here next week, I think. He's on the show next week. Yeah.
He is?
Yeah, sure is.
All right, then.
Him and Gorgeous.
Gorgeous is in the house?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Here, I'm going to comment on here. So if anyone does have any questions,
Are you on the Beermonger page, or are you on the... We can put you in touch with Bob.
or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll do that.
confused now.
We'll do that.
Absolutely.
Technology.
Hey, let us know what you're drinking. How's it taste? I understand it's it's 2:30 Ohio time. All right, but you can definitely find your favorite little watering hole. Get a little taste here, a little taste there.
Yeah, Tony's at work, so he's drinking coffee. G. Rob says, "Don't be a pussy, Woot." What?
All right.
I don't know how to talk.
What the hell?
Read my last name.
Yeah, I don't know. And then
help it.
Tony says he's never had Bigfoot, so
Well, you can
Tony,
absolutely
get
find
on
it at
it.
Barley Hopsters.
Yeah.
So the first time that I ever really put it together, how big of an influence Sierra Nevada has had on Brian at Barley Hopsters was just, walk in the door and you notice how much of our swag is up around there. So
you can see it from the street.
yeah, it's awesome. So if there is a Sierra Nevada beer to be had in Ohio, you can probably find it at Barley Hopsters.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah.
in Brian's cellar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
One of the two.
Make good friends. Get them drunk, and maybe you can have access.
Gotta give a shout out to my boy Goose Gutierrez. What up, Goose? All the way from San Diego, California. My man, Goose. Yeah, man. I always miss him every week, because of the times and stuff like that. And that's right, we are on a little bit earlier this week. So shout out to you, Goose.
Yeah, thanks for
Woot.
watching, everybody. Yeah. I mean, we've been gone for 2 weeks, and we come back at a weird time. And because of unavoidable circumstances, I think we should just tell everybody, we're going to be kind of in a weird flux for the next, couple weeks?
Yeah.
With time-wise. So bear with us. We're trying to hammer out another time, just life circumstances of people involved with what we do. We're working it out, so bear with us. We're still going to be around. Going to be maybe different time every week until we get something hammered out. When we do, we will absolutely let you know.
But we'll be here. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy Beer that is moving. All right. Now, I know. I feel like that the cat was already out of the bag on this one.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. As we round out the show, let's go ahead and finish with our Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy Beer that is moving. And, it is the Brute IPA.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it. 6.2% Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, the Brute IPA, a new take on IPA brewed for a bone-dry champagne-style finish. Late hop additions give the beer balanced bitterness and a bright pop of citrus flavor.
I appreciate the alliteration there.
It's as intriguing as it is drinkable.
I think you could make a
Bam.
mimosa with this.
I would.
Yes, you probably.
Brutin with Wooten.
Whoa!
There it is. Woo! Damn.
I think you just wrote us a new segment.
Yeah,
There you
wow,
go.
man, that is
Oh.
crazy.
You just
I like it.
review a different brute every week.
Yeah, we get a different brute for another woot.
Oh,
Yeah.
You,
All
yeah,
right.
we could alternate out beer news and Brutin with Wooten every week.
Oh my god.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
I am trying to rhyme Squiz with some stuff, and
Yeah, that Squiz with the biz. I don't really know.
Is that the direction?
Squiz with the frizz. All right,
With the frizz. We got Scott Peck, and he said he had resilience at Ernest Brew Works in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, awesome.
He said good stuff. Sierra Nevada for getting behind this. So
Yeah, we have to thank all of our
Yeah.
brewery friends for that, for sure.
You know, and I hear that there are just before we get out of here, I hear that people are giving a couple tweaks to their resilience, which to me makes it really intriguing.
Yeah.
So you get this variation, that variation, that variation.
So I've heard, I think it was Seven Sons, that they used our yeast, but played with it a little bit beyond that. I'll be able to try it tonight. So yeah, if you have access to Seven Sun and ability to come to the Short North in Columbus, you can try it starting today. The Ohio Craft Beer Alliance is having a meeting, and they're tapping it, and they're all hanging out. So I'm going to go join them around 5 today. So if you want to try some different versions, you definitely have the ability even to go onto our website or if you just Google resilience IPA, but you can get to a resilience map from our website. And kind of drill down based on your location, and you can see that there's about 53 in Ohio. Everyone from Saucy to Great Lakes Brewing Company, some of the ones that you mentioned earlier, Wolf's Ridge, Land Grant, Hoof Hearted, North High, Seven Sun, Grove City Brewing, CBC, Brewdog, Three Tigers if you're out in Granville, Jackie O's, some breweries I've never heard of, but thank you so much for existing. JAFB in Worcester, which I know has a huge cult following.
they're good.
Mad Tree, Listerman, so some that you can't even get here in Central Ohio. Braxton, some of these I'm like, is this a home brewer that I've just never heard of? Anyway, go and hop on our website, find out where you can try this beer. If you hop over to a Giant Eagle, if you're in Central or Northern Ohio, you can grab our version and even compare them. But the ones that I've seen are tending to be this more amber color. Oh wait, no, everything that we brew is that color.
Yeah. But we had a guy, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name, Tyler Ostil, who sent us a Twitter link, and it goes to Rusty Shackelford, and he says, there will never be a beer better and more iconic than Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and that's just a fact. Sorry, bud.
Thank you.
Hey, Rusty, don't apologize, because it's absolutely true.
Bam, Rusty. Love it, Rusty. Way to put it out there. And that brings us to last call for alcohol, as it's time for the Lydia and the Beer Mongers and G to step off. It's last call. And Lydia, let's go ahead and get that last plug for Sierra Nevada. What do you got? One last plug, Sierra Nevada.
Drink good beer made wherever you feel like drinking it from.
Bam!
High quality beer. No, we got it. I have gotten into some internet arguments because I'm a sucker about, you guys are too big, or your core beer sucks. I'm like, 1,500 brewers, professional people in this industry decided to support our family and our founder and the loss that we experienced. And I've never met a brewer alive who doesn't say that Celebration is their favorite holiday beer. Fight me.
It's my favorite
it's
holiday
pretty
beer.
damn good.
Yeah, it's just an IPA, whatever. It's fresh hop IPA. Actually, it was the first fresh hop IPA ever brewed in America, so you're welcome if you like that style. Yeah, we were pioneers, but we're still a family-owned company run by an old guy and his 2 kids. And a fantastic family who cares about the people who work for them. So, just drink good beer.
All right. And Squiz.
You know what I always use my last call for, and that is to thank everybody out on social media that lets us share into their groups and interacts with us and watches and gives us comments, and that is including but not limited to Pints Templars, Ohio Chapter, Columbus Craft Beer Consortium, Springfield Beer Geeks, Beer Label Society, Beer Drinkers United, Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery, Canton Craft Beer Community, Ann Arbor Craft Beer Enthusiasts, Bonded by Beer, just all of you. I appreciate you guys so much. We couldn't do this without you. Bottoms up.
All right. We are the Beer Mongers on Everything Beer Nation, everyone's favorite live streaming podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and of course,
Shenanigans. I had a mouthful of barley wine there. Sorry.
for the brewery.
By the fans.
We'll cheers you later.
Come drink a beer with me somewhere.